Hello everyone, and welcome to the third installment of AP Revisited. So this time I'm going to be taking a look at AP World History. For some context, I took that my sophomore year of high school and I got a 5 on it somehow. I don't know how. It was like that and our history were like some of the hardest AP tests, I think, since they had to cover such huge spans of history and like so many disparate places. But somehow miraculously I managed to get a 5. So props to that. I will not be doing as well on this practice test, I can assure you of that. Anyway, let's dive in and see how I do. So we are back to our good old friend Varsity Tutors. They actually have like a lot of options for tests, but this time I'm going to be taking a look at test number 7 because it's not super difficult, it seems, and it has the shortest time for average time spent. So let's go. I have no idea who Ashoka the Great is. It sounds like, what's her name? Ahsoka from Star Wars? I don't think there's any relation, but okay. Let's try to think in Latin. Studia Humanitatis, studies of humanity. And humanity includes, I guess it could technically include all of these, so it's not, translating that is not helpful. But I feel like they would include poetry, I think they would include science, because I have like a real renaissance. Oh, I should know this. Division between Sunni and Shia Islam. I took a course on Islam in college. I should know this. It's not whether Muhammad was actually a prophet, because that's like one of the basic tenets of Islam. I think it's the appointment of the early caliphs, because I think they disputed on who should be the caliph, and that's where they split and branched, I think. Okay, so when Mongols founded the Yuan Dynasty in China, they came into contact with Islam for the first time. This would be really helpful to know. It would be really helpful if I knew when the Yuan Dynasty was and when the Mongols founded that. But I don't. I don't know what Tengrism is, or I don't know what the Mamelukes are, so I'm just going to ignore those. I think Christianity would come from the Silk Road, but so could Islam and Buddhism. So, oh gosh, I don't know. So for this whole like, which of the following statements about the scientific revolution is false? I have no freaking idea, man. I don't pay attention to science. So it was shot in the dark. Cause I don't even remember when this happened, so. The 1906 HMS Dreadnought contained each of the following revolutionary innovations in naval technology, except I don't know anything about naval technology. Like, I am not interested in ships and stuff. Like, when I was younger and my family went to San Diego to visit the Midway, that was one of the most boring days of my life, honestly. Like, I love museums and I love learning about history, but ships are just not my thing. So I really, maybe if I paid attention when I was there, I wouldn't know this, but I really don't. Okay, maybe I should think. Okay, it's 1906. So which one would it not include? So the location of quarters, that's like just like a planning thing. I think that could include that. I think it could include uniformity and battery of guns, because that's also not like a very super like specific thing, you know? I think radar comes later, so I'm gonna take that off. Or I'm gonna choose radar. I have no idea what the Green Revolution is. I assume it has to do with the environment, but I don't know what exactly. I don't know who Hugh the Great was. They're bringing back Hugh the Great. They say he's legendary. Obviously not that legendary if I don't know who he is. Sorry. I should know Chinese history better, since I am half of that, but there's a lot of it. So the Yuan Dynasty, that was from the Mongols. I don't think he's a Mongolian. few. I feel like for the Mongolians, I just know Genghis Khan, and didn't he have like a son with like a similar name? I don't know. But I don't think it's Yuan. We had to memorize like the order of the Chinese dynasties when I was in AP World, but I only remembered it until we had the test, and then, so I don't know these other ones, really. I mean, I recognize Han Dynasty and Ming Dynasty as just like names, so I'm gonna assume it's one of those, but I don't know when they were or how long they were for, or who were emperors during that time. And maybe it's one of the other ones and I'm just dumb, so I'm gonna go with Han. Yeah, I don't know what the Toltec civilization is. This is just a game of how many things does Nicole not know? Toltec kind of sounds like Aztec, so maybe it's related to that. But it's Aztec Mexico, I think. I'll go with Mexico. Okay, single largest state. They mean, I guess, they mean a landmass or like population? I think they mean land mass. In which case, well, it's not Mongol China, because that's Asian. I guess it could be the Russian Empire. Russia's really big. Although the Ottoman Empire has empire, and then also does Russian Empire. But the Ottoman Empire, that could be pretty big. And I just don't know like when the height of its like size was. I don't think it was Prussia. Or wait, it says single largest state. Single largest state. So the Ottoman Empire is like made up of multiples, so that would not be it. Then Russian Empire, I think it's still just Russia. I think they just tacked empire onto the name. I don't think they were conquering anything, were they? I don't know Russian history. I don't think it's Prussia. Prussia is just the name for Germany, so I don't think it's that. And Austria, Hungary, I mean, neither of them are like huge countries, so I don't go Russia. Adam Smith. That's just the most like boring blah name. I don't know who that was. I don't know about economics. Well, Masters of Mankind essays and lectures doesn't sound like particularly economic. So it would make sense if it decreased dramatically because they have more people. Because more people means less time. But because they're expanding so rapidly and conquering all these places and pretty much constantly in a state of war, would also make sense for more time to be spent. So I don't know. I'm torn between those two, and if it's neither of those two, I don't know what Hattusa is. It's not Egypt. It's not the Eastern Roman Empire. Hattusa. Babylonian? No, I don't think so. Hittite? Mayan? I'll go with Mayan. The Stamp Act? America. Sorry, that was bad. Okay, practice of controlling a foreign land through political or military force for the purpose of improved security or wealth extraction. It's not fiefdom. I know that. Imperialism is where you go around conquering places because you think you're like all that. Colonialism is related to imperialism, but that's more about like establishing colonies. So it's not colonialism. I don't know what the difference between empirism and imperialism is. Then foreign rule. I'll just go with that. Okay, Cairo Agreement in 1969. What was happening then? Mao Zedong of China, innate President Phoebe Jury. But why? Was China and India ever at like war with each other? Or okay, then there's US diplomats and Iranian revolutionaries. The America likes to mess in different places, so maybe that? the Lebanese officials and Palestinian Liberation Organization. I guess that could be. Afghani warlords and KGB from the Soviet Union. Maybe. And then the Jordanian king and the Israeli prime minister. I have no idea, man. I'm just gonna go US diplomats because I feel like America sticks its nose in a lot of places. So, okay, they're land-owning Republican dissidents. So it would have to do with land. So I don't think it's the establishment of a representative parliamentary monarchy. Don't think it's at the Catholic Church. And it's 1889. I feel like it's a little late to be upset about like slavery, but maybe? Political revolution in 1979, seen as a return to religiousness and rejection of Western imperialism. Pretty sure that's Iran. And I'm basing that on my knowledge of the movie Argo. So hopefully that's the same thing I'm thinking of. I don't know who had Saudi Arabia. I have no idea what the WTO is. I feel like they don't have a constitution. Or maybe supreme leader or king. I don't think it's citizens. Is there a king of Saudi Arabia? Or is there a supreme leader? I don't know what the Indian constitution says about caste-based discrimination. I know it's still an issue there, or like a thing there, but I got 48%, so yeah, I did do worse than US history and art history, and obviously AP Lang, but so it took me about 35 minutes. I got 34 right, 36 wrong. Oh, I absolutely suck at demographic and environmental history. I also suck at economic history, and I suck at social history. I only scored better than 37% of other participants, so I got Ashoka the Great wrong, because I don't know who Ashoka is. Okay, he's from India. Ahsoka is a Star Wars character, and Ashoka is an Indian guy. Cool. Science wasn't included. I thought science was like a big thing then. I don't want to read this. Yeah, I don't know how buildings are made. I just guessed baked mud bricks because it's like what I feel like a lot of ancient houses were made of. But apparently it was a really difficult question, so. Oh, Green Revolution has to do with agriculture. Okay, so once again, did not know who Yu the Great was. So I wasn't gonna know about preventing the flooding of the Yellow River. Like, seems super specific. So, okay, so it was the Shia Dynasty? Oh, so he basically founded China. Oh, well, sorry I didn't know who you were, man. I'm sorry I thought you were from a different dynasty, but Shia, then Shang, then Zhao, then Qin, then Han. I don't want to look at this anymore, but anyway, you can look that up on your own. So it was the Ottoman Empire. Okay, one country. See, I didn't think the Ottoman Empire was one country. I thought it was an amalgamation of countries. But I guess since they were conquered, I guess it makes them part of one country. I guess I misunderstood the question. So, didn't know this one. Didn't know this one. Didn't know this one. Who even is Adam Smith? During the Scottish Enlightenment. I didn't know that was a thing. Cool, cool. Okay, so it was the opposite of the one I put. Cool. I got the Boston Tea Party wrong. Did that happen after the Tea Party? Was that the British response? I was so sure. I guess that makes sense, but what was the Stamp Act? 1765. Okay, that was way before this, I guess. I guess I'm still crap at American history, so my bad. Totally did not know about this one. Lebanese, Palestinian. Yeah, I was not sure. I just kind of guessed Athens, since that's like the place of knowledge, but you know, whatever. Okay, I was torn between these two, but doesn't matter. Oh, so it is illegal. Okay, so it just like still like kind of happens in society, I guess, right? However, in India, caste discrimination remains extremely common, particularly in rural areas. Okay, so I wasn't totally wrong. Good to know. So pretty much I did do poorly, like I thought I would. It was kind of close to half. Like, I didn't do as badly as I feared I would, so that's a win. But definitely nowhere close to a 5. I guess it was a good refresher and reminder that there's so many parts of history. As much as I like to think of myself as like a history buff and interested, I'm really pretty Eurocentric, honestly. I'm sorry. But I am. So I should fix that. But yeah, it was a good dive back into a very wide expanding class. And yeah, hopefully for the next one I do better. I think I'm gonna do AP Lit, Literature and Composition next. So I should do pretty well on that one too, since it's English based. And that's just naturally easier for me than remembering random things from history. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you took AP World, how you did. It's a complicated class, right? Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone who was like, AP World was so easy. But if it was easy for you, please let me know. And like, I want your brain. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back for the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.